Hello and welcome to the Introduction to Zoom video. My name is Raj, and I'm going to walk you through step by step on the key things you need to have set up prior to your first Zoom session. So, first things first, you would need to create a Zoom account. If you already have one, that's great. To create a Zoom account, all you would need to do is go to zoom.com and sign up for an account. There's different versions of Zoom. There's a free version and a premium version. Depending on what your situation calls for, you may want to choose the free version or invest in the premium version. It's entirely up to you. What we're going to be talking about in this video are the settings that you should have enabled prior to your first Zoom session. So to get to your settings, you need to log in, and then on the right, you would go and click the settings button. Once you're there are a few key options that are available to you. You have the schedule meeting section, security section, in meeting basic settings, in meeting advanced settings, email notification, and other. I'm going to go straight to security first, and you may want to check off your waiting room feature. The waiting room feature is an awesome feature that lets students come in when you let them come into your main session. This can be really helpful, especially if you've already started your synchronous class, but some students show up late. You can let them in when you're ready or to prevent any sort of disruption that may happen in your class. You can also start your classes this way too, by making everyone wait in the waiting room before your class starts. The second thing I want to point out is in your schedule meeting section, and you may want to turn this off, your host video or your participants video, depending on what your classroom culture is like. I tend to keep my host video off until I'm ready to turn my camera on because I sign on a few minutes before my meetings or my classes start. You may want to turn this switch on participants video so that way participants videos are automatically on at the start of the meeting. Participants then have the option to turn them off. The next setting that's definitely important is in your in-meeting basic section, and you have the chat feature. The chat feature is a great non-verbal way for participants to communicate with you and communicate with each other. Sometimes not every participant is going to be able to unmute themselves and speak loudly because they may have other things going on in the background. They may be with their family, they may be with their kids, they may have relatives over, there may be construction going on outside. The chat feature allows your participants to communicate with you and to answer questions or complete tasks using the chat feature in Zoom. Accompanying this are two really important chats features. The private chat feature, which allows participants to private message you or private message each other. And then the last one is the auto saving chats. At the end of every single Zoom session, if the auto save chat feature button is clicked, it will automatically save all of your transcripts from the chat box in that meeting. It will download automatically to your computer, or you can also download it directly from Zoom. The next feature that can definitely be useful for you in Zoom is your file transfer feature. And this allows you to send PDFs and Word docs and so on in your Zoom chat. So let's say you create a worksheet for your Zoom students and your participants. You can attach a file and send it directly and securely in your Zoom chat. This can be extremely helpful instead of leaving your Zoom meeting, going to your class communication tool, emailing your students. It maintains continuity and the flow of your synchronous classes in a really effective way. The next feature that you may want to enable, of course, is your screen sharing feature. This way, if you want to display information or share your screen, you are able to do so. You can check and also adjust these settings in meeting for screen sharing so that modifies and amplifies who can share their screens. If you want participants to share their screens because they are doing a presentation or they want to show you something or they have questions about homework or class assignments, you can change this to all participants who can share their screen. The next feature that I want us to take a look at as well is nonverbal feedback. And the nonverbal feedback, in my opinion, is probably the most important basic feature Zoom has to offer. Similar to the chat, not all of our students are going to be able to speak right away, or they may be shy, or they may have things going on in the background. Nonverbal features are available in your participants icon on your Zoom toolbar and provide participants and students with other ways of communicating with you. They can raise their hands, they can answer yes or no, they can even tell you, can you go back a little bit and review this? Or can you go faster? Or can you move forward? These are great nonverbal tools to assess engagement in your classes. This is also really effective with establishing classroom culture in your digital and virtual classrooms from day one. Having students know that there is nonverbal feedback available to them, especially in a virtual classrooms where some cameras might be off, can be really beneficial for you as well as an instructor. The last feature that we're going to talk about is in your in-meeting advanced section, and it is your breakout room. Your breakout room essentially mimics a small group activity that you would have done in person. A breakout room can take the participants or students in your main section and manually or automatically put them into small groups of however many students you want, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, in any number of groups you desire. This feature must be enabled prior to your Zoom meeting in order to use it in the meeting. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about Zoom, please feel free to contact Raj, myself, or Cynthia with any questions that you have. Stay tuned for our next video where we talk about how we can take our breakout rooms to the next level. Thank you.